876 Dream. Bless up.
From 32 to 16 to 8 to now just 4. 2 from UEFA, 1 from Africa, 1 from CONMEBOL. It comes down to this, the last 4. After today, it'll be down to just 3. All of this and more in this, now streaming Qatar. In the space of just a matter of hours, you could say, Brazil vanished from the tournament. Portugal, similarly as well. And the Three Lions as well. A difficult weekend to endure for all, not only across the island, but across the world itself. 2 past winners, and also a team that finished 3rd back in 1966, heading back home. We're down to just 4 now, and a repeat of 1998 and 2018 today. Will we have another UEFA team in the final? Or will South America, for the first time since 2002, get one step closer towards glory? Hello everyone, good afternoon, welcome back to our coverage of this now streaming Qatar. Hope everyone is doing well. If you haven't already, hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel, 876 Stream JA. Hope you use these 2 days quite well to reflect, meditate about what lies ahead as well. We're also on Instagram as well, 876 Stream, and on Twitter, Stream 876. We're getting down to the wire, folks, of the show, and we want to use this opportunity before letting you know about the sponsors. In terms of the guests that we have, of the sponsors that have done so well for us throughout the coverage of the show. Vitamalt. Vitamalt, folks. If you buy a 6-pack of Vitamalt, you have the opportunity to win a PS5. Yes, that is right. After you buy a Vitamalt, you'll get an opportunity to enter your information online, and you have the chance to win a PS5. So make sure you get a 6-pack of Vitamalt today. And Andy Gone Nuts, coconut water, crisp and refreshing. Make sure you get yourself a bottle today. Number 381-6051. That's 381-6051. We know it's only one game today, as you're here for our pregame show, and we'll transition to a watch-along in about 35 minutes from now. Tomorrow being Wednesday will be the same time as well for Morocco against France. Should have been England, but we'll get to that quite later on. But the 3rd place playoff and final, it's a different start time. The physical match itself for the 3rd place playoff starts at 10, and also the same for the final. But we're here an hour earlier, folks, so you know exactly where you need to turn towards. Again, thank you so much for tuning in as we get set for, right now, the pre-game show, and a little later on, the watch-along, so you can see the reactions of our panel. So let me introduce them to you at this point in time. To my immediate right, it's Alex Taylor, who has recovered. And we also have Stefan Hausen, who is back as well. Gents, how's everyone?
Wow, I'm doing well.
You're doing well.
I'm doing perfectly well,
Yeah.
I said it yesterday, this morning, nothing can spoil my mood. I saw a champion win a football title in high school football yesterday. Under 16 champions, red is strong. That's why I have the red on today, repping the champion college. Yes, I'm great. I'm doing much better than the person to my left, I'm sure.
You didn't go to Campion though, Alex?
No, I went to Manchester High.
Manchester High?
Yeah. Oh, nice. Good school.
Yeah. Good school. Great footballing pedigree too.
Yeah. States always beat them.
Yeah, but the Ben Francis Cup winners, time and time again, Manchester.
I was there.
You were there.
And I used to keep for the Costa Cup for Manchester High.
Really?
The Costa Cup are under 16,
Under 16, very nice.
So we're both goalkeepers.
Yes,
nice,
the goalkeeping union is here.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
My dad's the chairman of Manchester High. Did you know that?
Did you know that?
So? Yeah.
Did you know that?
That's another connection.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Small world, isn't it?
I did not know that. Okay. All right, no problem.
Small country.
I feel a bit better now.
A bit better.
I'm not here to troll you.
No. Yeah.
I feel a bit better.
Yeah, but yeah, Stefan, the work that has been done at Campion in recent years. It just shows the fruits of the labor for the, what you say, this project started 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, we're in our 6th season, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the fruits of hard work,
Yeah.
gone are the days where people used to disrespect the champion name when it comes to football.
Yeah.
I finally got a trophy over the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a bunch of those kids I've known since they were in prep school. So personally, I had a lot of investment in it, and I'm really happy to see them win. You know, got one over Georges yesterday. A lot of people were stunned by that. Little champion, they said, beating Georges in a final. Yes, it happened. We were down to 10 men for 45 minutes, all of the second half. Still managed to get the job done. So I'm buzzing right now.
Yeah. And you think, you know, in terms of what you're seeing on social media and everything like that, what's some of the buzz that you're getting? Because when the average Joe might think of camping, they think, oh, quiz, swimming, basketball to an extent, lacrosse.
I mean, everyone has camping as a boot nerd school. That's not what it is. You know, we've always been particularly good in a number of sports. You know, the football just wasn't there, but we've added that to the repertoire now. So, you know, as I said, exciting times if you're into schoolboy football. If you're a campionite, super exciting times as well.
Yeah.
You know, the program can only get better.
Yeah. Any thoughts about the work that, you know, Eric has done with the kids there as well?
I mean, Eric and the whole team, you know, fundamentally what they've done over the last 5 years, it's amazing to see. They really came in, they focused on the development of the footballing program, development of the students, the athletes. And again, you know, it's not necessarily all about winning.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I'm ecstatic that we won. It's about the development of the youngsters. And again, they can be very proud of what they've done over there.
Yeah. They're very nice folks. Yes, Campion College folks winning the under-16 title. So, you know, congratulations to them. And, you know, I'm sure we'll see a couple of these folks make that transition to the under-19s quite soon. And, you know, Stefan certainly deserves his plaudits for the work that he's done with these kids, you know, taking an interest at this age group level. And even with Mona Prep, I remember at some point you had played 12 games and the team had 10 or 11 clean sheets.
I remember back in the... that would have been the time when I think our under-20 captain, Duncan McKenzie, was at Mona. So about 2015, 2016. Funnily enough, a decent amount of this campaign team that won graduated from Mona Prep, you know. So as I said, I've known a lot of these kids for a long time. So really happy to see them have continued their development and, you know, as I said, getting the fruits of their labor.
Yeah. We got a chance to catch up Friday when you were here for the Brazil-Croatia game.
Yeah.
Saturday, your thoughts about everything that transpired?
I know it was a tough one for you guys. I was watching in this. I didn't want to say anything in the stream, but I was watching, you know. I said before the tournament, I thought England could get past them. I was very much on the bandwagon of England. If it is going to happen, it is now. They should get past France. But then as the tournament progressed, I said, you know, France looked like a different animal again. You know, Mbappe was on some different things, and Griezmann has resurrected his career into a central midfielder, which makes no sense. Going into that game, I did change. I had France edging it, but in England they played such a good game. You know, it was. I don't want to say it was disappointing to see them lose, but I could see why a lot of fans would have been hurt by that defeat, you know, because they were just this close, a penalty away from taking it further, and who knows what could have happened if Harry Kane of all people scores that penalty. Could have bet your house on that usually. Look at you guys. Look at you guys.
Yeah. But when you look at it, Alex, I'm coming to you next. But Stefan, when you look at it though, and you see Kyle Walker 32, Harry Kane 29, Trippier early 30s, and the rest of these guys are either mid or early 20s, Bellingham at 19. There's reason for optimism moving forward.
Oh no, for sure. I fully agree with that. You know, I've been seeing in the media a lot of people have pretty much said they don't see how England will ever have a better chance to win. And I don't subscribe to that thought process. As with every tournament, I think when it is over, there are certain players who will have to transition outwards. New blood will come in, but the spine of the team shall remain, and I think England have a strong spine. I don't see any reason why going into 2024 Euros, England fans shouldn't be optimistic about their chances. They have a good team. They just ended up playing probably the better team, the best team, perhaps in the tournament right now. And I personally don't think there's any shame if you lose to the eventual winners. But then again, if France lose to Marca tomorrow, who knows what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's been a quite a compelling World Cup, folks, and I'm going to bring in Alex quite shortly, just to show you the similarities what we saw to 2002 World Cup. South Korea getting the better of Poland, Portugal, Italy, Spain to get to a World Cup semi-final. This is South Korea. Senegal getting past France and Sweden to get to a World Cup quarter-final. The United States defeating Portugal with Luis Figo and Sergio Conceição and Rui Costa to get a result. It just mirrors so much different surprises that we've seen in this tournament. Morocco defeating Belgium. Morocco defeating Portugal. Alex Southgate in. He's thinking about his future.
All right, here's the thing with it's easy. Like, okay, I'm conflicted. I would love Southgate to stay, but I think I wouldn't be upset if if the FA decided to bring someone else in and bring in Thomas Tuchel, for example. Just an example. I think as an England fan, I've been watching England since 2002. And every tournament, there's always some behind the scenes drama. There's always some indiscipline, something going around the camp. Since Southgate's coming, that has significantly gone down to zero, basically. He has developed a well-mannered on the field and off the field England team that's just focused on football. So if Southgate were to decide, I'm packing it in, I think he would be England's probably most successful coach in terms of what he's done with the team. Even though technically Fabio Capello has a higher win rate, he only played 28 games, he has a higher win rate. I think Southgate's win rate is 61%. But still, taking England, I think what Southgate has done is given this England side a cutting edge and has given England fans some sort of hope that, we can go toe to toe with the big teams, and we can. But I think for England to just have that extra edge, I think that Thomas Tuchel would be the best person to bring in. Just by his record with English players, he's brought them to Champions League finals and won them with limited time, with anyone under 6 months or 7 months.
Right.
So he can tell he's a tournament kind of manager. So
Right.
I would love to see a Thomas Tuchel, but it's just the conflict of having a German manager lead your England team to victory.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
It has too many political consequences to that.
Right. It's interesting you say Tuchel, because I think you were having the conversation recently that because of how he helps technical players, and with England having technical players.
Yeah, this is the most technical England team I've seen since I've been alive. As I said, I'm used to Peter Crouch, Emil Heskey and those people.
Darius Vassell
And Carragher at the back.
Kieran Dyer.
Them people like
Danny Mills.
If you try salad somebody in training, you're not starting the next game. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm used to them. But now we have some players that you could easily change their nationality and they would fit in terms of how technically astute they are. So this is the most technical team. So I think as good as I think Southgate is a very good manager. He knows how to manage the motivations of players so that they can bring the best out of themselves. But I think you need another element to that to say, all right, how do I tactically use the tools that I have to my advantage and beat my opponent? I don't think Southgate is that kind of manager. He's the type of manager to say, be creative, go out there and show make your country proud. That kind of manager.
Right.
You need those kind of managers.
Yeah,
that's like a Tite, for example. Just tells his Brazilian players, go enjoy yourself. While you need a manager like a pragmatic manager or a manager that says, all right, so you mark the manager for 90 minutes and don't look at the ball, just mark him. That kind of manager. I think that's what Thomas took.
More tactical. Understood. Let me take some of the comments that we have coming in. Tomas Edward says, told Simon at around 7:20 a.m. on Saturday that England was not going to win. I do remember that conversation. This was face to face. I just didn't want to subscribe to that message, but I do remember. Well done, Tamaya. Yes. France are gone through. We'll see.
Morocco knock out France. You heard it here first.
I don't think she'll be happy with that.
Morocco knock out France.
Morocco Croatia final.
Morocco Argentina final.
Interesting. Wow.
I'd love to see Messi with lift the World Cup, just for the culture of football. I think we can all rest. The argument, the big argument, can rest now if Messi wins the World Cup. It'd be very underwhelming if.
Last time we didn't have a European team in a final. That's 1950, man.
Yeah.
That's decades and decades.
But I won't be surprised if Croatia beat Argentina. I won't be surprised.
Look,
I'm not surprised by anything.
I don't think anyone can be surprised.
I'm not surprised by anything what Croatia do right now.
Stefan, a lot of people are not going to remember this, but I remember this. I was in the room with you when you said in 2014, this midfield that Croatia has can conquer the world.
Yeah.
And look where we are 8 years later.
We might be seeing them in back-to-back World Cup finals, you know.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, I had a screenshot where before the Argentina-Croatia game at the last World Cup, there are a lot of people debating it in a group that I was in. And I said, guys, need to stop it. Croatia are at least 3 goals better than this Argentina team. And people thought I was mad. The game ended 3-0. I tried to find that screenshot. Whereas I do think this Croatia midfield is still at the top of international football or thereabouts, I don't think it's the same scenario. I think Argentina are a lot better than they were in 2014. I think it's going to be a closer game for sure. I've been saying Argentina remind me a lot of Brazil in regards to organization on the field, their simplicity and having a set standard. But I always said Brazil were just a little bit above Argentina. Croatia beat Brazil, so maybe I should just be hedging my bets there and saying Croatia in the final. We shall see. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I've seen the lineup just now. It seems like Argentina have done the same thing they did on the weekend, where they've pretty much gone for the exact copy of their opponent's tactics. They've sacrificed a midfielder, a striker, and they've played another midfielder. So they're going with 4 in the midfield again. And I mean, when you're playing against Modric, Kovacic, and Brozovic, it probably makes sense to get another body in there.
Exactly.
And that's a industrious midfield, you know. They will run and work and run and work and run and work. Yeah. I think teams can't manage that. Teams can't manage that.
Yeah, and just to echo what Stefan has said, folks, it's the star goalkeeper of the tournament in many eyes, alongside Bono. That's Livakovic between the sticks, was done so well in penalty shootout. The most saves in penalty shootout history with 4. Sosa at left, Vardiol and Lovren. Yep, that same Lovren that used to be at Liverpool at central defence. Juranovic, the midfield 3 that Stefan made mention of Brozovic, Modric and Kovacic, and up top the Perisic, Kramaric and Palisic. So this Croatian team has that ability there. From the Argentine perspective, Martinez between the sticks, Molina, Romero, Otamendi, Tagliafico. As you know, there's some adjustments that had to be made from the Argentine perspective because of some suspensions that were picked up quite recently, which is why Tagliafico gets the opportunity at left back today, because Acuna and Montiel received yellow cards, so that means that they missed the semi-final against Croatia. So they will be eligible for selection for the 3rd place playoff or final, depending on where Argentina goes. So those are the 2 players that are definitely out for the Argentine team. That is Marcos Acuna and Gonzalo Montiel. So they're out. So left back and right back out for the Argentine outfit. And just to finish up that 11 in particular, De Paul, Fernandez, Paredes, McAllister, Messi, and Alvarez. I know many people have been asking, McAllister, that doesn't sound like a Spanish name. You know, what's the reason for that, really? Well, the thing is with Alexis McAllister, who many of the fans from the English Premier League would know about, he has Scottish heritage. So that's the reason why his surname is McAllister. So its paternal side of the family is Scottish, and the mother side is Argentine. How Scotland and Argentina came together, I don't know. Dybala has Polish heritage. How did Poland and Argentina come together? We'll see. But Messi, Argentine surname. Romero, Italian surname. So, you know, that just gives you a bit of perspective. Italian names from the Argentine side of things. So yes, folks, that's the lineup from the Argentine perspective. They've met each other a number of times, especially in the World Cup. 1998 was the first meeting, where Gabriel Batistuta notched them a 1-0 victory in the group stage, the same group as Jamaica, which we'll touch on quite shortly. And they also met again, as Stefan mentioned, 2018. 3-0 victory for the Croatians. So, you know, that's the 2 meetings that they've had as it relates to World Cup. Stefan, Croatia is an interesting one because, just like Jamaica, that was their first World Cup in 98. Similar population. They probably have endured a bit more hardship because of the civil wars and so on than Jamaica. A bit more tougher climate to live in.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think one of them said something along the lines of, you know, I'm never scared on the field because I used to hear bombs in my backyard or something like that. I mean, a lot of people have been drawing the comparison, Japan, Croatia, 98, where Jamaica is now in comparison to them. I think a lot of people forget that when it comes to Croatia, yes, it was their first World Cup in 98, but by no means was it the first World Cup for many of them, because I think some of them played for Yugoslavia before.
Correct.
Croatia was a part of Yugoslavia, so
Right.
Yugoslavia was an established footballing superpower. So don't make the breakup fool you. Croatia, when they went to the World Cup in '98, they were already well developed when it comes to footballing perspective. They're the likes of Davor Suker, who was towards the end of his career in '98. If you really think about it, that's a guy that was playing for Real Madrid before going to World Cups in '90. So that's big talent. So I think the Japan comparison is a bit more similar when people want to talk about the development since then. But again, we spoke about it the last time. Japan were well on their way into a plan when they qualified for '98. Jamaica, happy accident, we got there. The Croatia on the other side, they were even further ahead. There's nothing that we could really say we should. What I'm trying to say is basically we're not in the same realm as Croatia.
Right. So there shouldn't be a comparison.
There should be no real comparison. It's not, what did Croatia do since '98? No. Croatia was a big footballing hotspot from the 50s onwards.
Right.
Exactly.
Correct.
Their top talent has been coming through, top development, top clubs, the Zagrebs of the world. Those were superpowers.
Red
back
Star
in the
Belgrade,
day.
yeah.
Exactly. Those were superpowers in regards to football. Jamaica, we are a minnow when it comes to comparisons in footballing terms. So let's not get too hung up on these comparisons. We could say that Jamaica has done disappointingly since then, but let's not compare it to Croatia or Japan, really.
Yeah, because Alex, over the weekend, there's been a lot of talk as it relates to Jamaica and comparing Croatia, looking strictly at population and what they have done the past 2.5 decades versus what Jamaica has done in that time frame. Croatia has only missed 2 World Cups, or 1 in that time frame, and have been to semi-finals. While Jamaica, they've since that '98 just been to 2 under-17 World Cups and an under-20 in that time frame. Nothing senior-wise, no Olympics. So that's why this conversation has been raised, because of the length of time that Croatia has been on, and I'm sure you've seen all the bread bags on the street and so on.
Using population in and of itself, I don't think it's a good enough premise to form that kind of argument. Because you could say the same thing about track and field. We have the same population as Croatia, but where is Croatia in comparison to track and field Jamaica? Why hasn't Croatia done enough? They have the same set of resources, so you understand. So
exactly, it goes a lot further than population.
It goes a lot further than population. So with that premise, with that logic, you can say, well, Croatia should be better than Jamaica and everything that they started off with Jamaica at the same time, which is not necessarily the truth. So I just think it's a case where if you're going to analyze Jamaica's journey from '98, you have to analyze it in isolation. Can't analyze it in comparison. I heard that they had similar economies at the time.
Right.
But you have so many socio-economic
factors to consider
that happen during those times for all three different countries.
We're breaking up from a war, so there's a lot of things to factor in there.
Right. So it's difficult to make that comparison. But notwithstanding the fact that I do believe Jamaica should have done better since 1998, I think you have a blueprint of success sitting down there. Somebody must have said, all right, what did we do in '98 that we're not doing now? And what can we do to plan for the next World Cup? Similarly, how we planned for '98. Or
what are we doing in '98 that we're still doing now? Football has evolved.
That is true.
I always say, if you stand still in football, people are going to pass you.
Right.
It's about innovation. It's about development. It's about forward-thinking thought processes. If you're doing the same thing that you're doing in '96 to qualify for '98 now, you're way behind. I wouldn't compare myself to Croatia or Japan. If you wanted to look closer home, why has Costa Rica improved so much since '98? Why has Curacao improved so much? There are islands very close to us that have done a lot of things that would probably be a better comparison in regards to size, infrastructure, development, coaching, all of that kind of stuff that have surpassed us. So let's not go to Europe or Asia to compare ourselves. What's going on closer to home that we're not doing that has allowed our neighbors to catch up and pass us?
I think that's a very good point.
Absolutely. So it shows folks that, Stefan and Alex, they paid attention in history class on Wednesday, because it's true, when it was Yugoslavia, you had Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Serbia, Montenegro, Kosovo. All of these giants combined into one. And 1990 Yugoslavia was at the World Cup. Davor Suker was there, Robert Prozinecki and others, Robert Jarni. So these are players that were really talented. And if you ask, persons, it was no surprise why they came third on debut in '98. Yeah. Even though they were debutants as Croatia, these were by no means inexperienced football players. As Stefan said, some of them playing for some of the biggest and best clubs on the planet at the time. So no surprise there where that is concerned. Let me take some of the comments that have been coming as well. Tamaya saying, to you, Alex, don't bring that negativity as it relates to France. France is going to win. Only place Argentina is going is home. Interesting.
With the World Cup, isn't it?
I've seen a few people saying Messi is going home today. I keep trying to point out they have a third place game if they lose. They're not leaving tomorrow, guys. They're not going home today, regardless of the result. Yeah, that's
and Jev who is over representing us well. Over in Florida with Joel at the Ballers Academy. Yeah, four teams from the island are now playing and stretching their stuff in Coral Springs, and Jev and Joel are covering that for the team as well, and making Jamaica see the talent that's out there under 12 and under 8s and under 10 levels. He's in the comments saying, why does Alex have so much coconut water? He's thirsty. He's very thirsty.
He's washing off the bad vibes. Coconut water is good for the bad vibes.
Yeah, big up Andy Garnett. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and
wash off it. Crosses from Saturday.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah. Jeff says, if you stand, basically quoting what Stefan said, if you stand still in football, people are going to pass you. Put that on a t-shirt, need that on a quote graphic, trending quote.
Yeah.
Guys, follow Stefan on Twitter, honestly, and you see these quotes exactly. There's rarely a tweet that he mentions that you can't retweet because everything is just solid.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, honestly. It's honest. It might come across to some people as, but you're talking about your own country. It's as honesty at the end of the day.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Of course. If you stand still, people are going to pass you. It's common sense, guys.
Yeah, just as simple as that. So before we get into today's fixture, and we spoke about the lineup, Alex, I just wanted to hear your viewpoint on things. On the England side of things, do we keep the core moving forward? Kyle Walker's 32. Will be 33 going on 34 the next Euros. Trippier 32 now, will be 34. Pickford is 28, he'll be 30. So, I mean, he as a keeper, he will still have that time on his side of things. Harry Maguire will be 30. John Stones will be 30. Raheem Sterling will be 29. Harry Kane will be 30. Apart from that, Jude will be 20. Declan Rice, early 20s. Rashford 26. Who knows? Jadon Sancho might find form. Emile Smith-Rowe, Conor Gallagher, James Maddison, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, man. That's why you need that Thomas Tuchel to manage them. That's why you need that Thomas Tuchel to manage them. But yeah, of course you keep the core. I remember we had a few injuries as well that should have been. I remember something. James.
James? Which James is that?
Reece James.
Oh, Reece. Yeah.
Right. Who knows, if he was here at the World Cup, we might have had a different kind of World Cup. So I think, when you keep that core, I think that's a solid core. That's a real solid core. And then you have so many players at your disposal that are in their prime. Okay, if you look at that bench alone, Jesus. The bench alone tells you that. So you have Rashford, you have Grealish, you have Foden on the bench. Even Callum Wilson, all these, like 28.
Yeah. 30 now,
you have people who weren't picked, like Abraham.
Mixed views about him, but
you have a plethora. England have a problem now that they didn't have before. You have a plethora of players to pick from. Before, I remember 2006, 8, 10. I scrape players. We had big players. I remember, what was it? I think it was 2000 and it's either 2006 or 2004 Euros where we carried a 17-year-old Theo Walcott.
Yeah, World Cup also.
And then the World Cup the next year we didn't carry him.
Didn't carry him at all.
Fabio didn't. Yeah.
So I'm saying we don't have that problem anymore.
Yeah.
You can pick, choose, and refuse world-class footballers and don't bother carry them. So I think we have a very good core of players to pick from, a crop of players to pick from, and more are coming into that. So I'm not worried about the core. I'm just worried about the management of that core. Right. So Is it a Southgate? Is it a Tuchel? Is it who is it?
Yeah.
So I personally don't want them to see. I don't want them to pick another English manager for the sake of them, the man being English.
Yeah.
I've never subscribed to that knowledge, that logic.
Right.
Because of English, an English manager's never won the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you understand, if you look at
you
it,
can't win your own league.
you cannot win your own league.
Why you get win anything else?
What fate me have it at you to go bring my country in at this?
Yeah.
It's
So I say, bring a man who's won things.
Yeah.
If you really want to win, you have to sacrifice. All right. Am I going to sacrifice my patriotism to win? Or am I going to lose patriotically? What you want to do? The FA have to decide.
And put your trust and faith in a German. A decision to me, a tough decision.
It's a tough decision.
Because Gareth has a year and a half left on the contract.
I say finish the contract, then bring it to
Okay.
do the Euros.
And
if
then
you win it, good. If you don't, still good.
Okay.
Go and bring in somebody who can actually turn this team into something lethal. I think England is just one manager away from turning into France. I personally.
Strong. Let's get that on a T-shirt as well.
One manager away from turning into France.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Stefan, it's funny because conversations we had like a decade ago about England have changed now. You know,
you were talking about earlier. We're talking about what Southgate has done for England, and I think another thing that you can say he's done for England is he's raised the expectations to the point where England losing to France seems to be a travesty to a lot of people. You know, we used to have the golden generation of England teams, right? And I always thought they were fairly overrated. I never thought any of those teams were good enough to win 2016, the 2018. I didn't even go to the Euros. I always thought they were overrated. I think this is a good team. This is the best England team I've ever seen. And while I do think it's not shameful for them to have lost to France, the fact that they could lose to France in that manner and people are going, England should have won that game, means the expectations have raised justifiably.
Right.
When it comes to should he be the man to carry them forward, I sway because, I mean, you got 3 pops at the chair and you haven't won it yet. So there is that. 3 strikes are usually out, right? But at the same time, they're on the cusp and he's brought them on the cusp. So does he not deserve another go at it? It depends where you are. But when it comes to moving forward, I know that the decision seems to be his. Will he resign or not? And I think he's going away to think about it. I do subscribe to getting the best in class always. So if you're the English FA, which I'm sure anybody who is competent will be exploring options, regardless of the fact that Southgate has a contract. If you go to there's interesting options, a Pochettino or a Tuchel, and you say, are you interested? And they say yes. That's something to think about. Because, as I said, best in class, if it's available to you, why not? Why not enhance your chances? This is probably, as I said, the best England team I've ever seen. How much better is it going to get to compensate for let's say, the lack of winning in Southgate, per se? So if you can combine the best in class English team with a manager of Tuchel who's won the Champions League, why not?
Right.
It's hard to come up with reasons not to do it, and football is a ruthless game. If your reasoning is Southgate's done well so far, I like him, you're probably not making the decision based on the right thing.
Yeah.
It's, do you want to win? Do you want a winner? If you want a winner, you're probably going to go, I want Tuchel instead of Southgate, but we shall see how it goes. I think the decision, as I said, will be made in a couple of weeks by Southgate himself, and then after that you go down the road.
I think just to add on to that, I think what the FA should do is move Southgate up into a more of a footballing director role, because he has that ilk to do that. Footballing director, he determines what England looks like for the next 10 years, in a planning role, kind of like what a Ralph Ragnick or Van der Sar would do. And then he would aid in choosing the coaches based on that 10-year plan. And then you bring in a Tuchel.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, especially when you think of Southgate. He's coming from the U21, so he's clearly a long-term thinker. He came up with the U21s earlier than he expected to, and he brought that youth with him to the senior team, and he's put them, as I said, on the cusp. So it would be interesting to see him still involved in the program. It would be really hard to just be like, nah, we're firing you. Get out. Yeah. It would be hard, but it wouldn't. As I said, football is ruthless sometimes, and sometimes you have to make those decisions. So we shall see where they go from here.
Yeah, and finally on this, Alex, a back three wasn't used. So much times we've said you've been so pragmatic in those big games, but we went for it. And at least you can say, all right, fair play. Went a back four.
I think if you went for a back three, you would have invited France on. And I don't think that's what you wanted to do. I think France, we've seen with Tunisia, where you kind of have to take the game to them, and that's when you exploit their weaknesses. I think France and England have similar weaknesses. I think they allow you to attack them. If you remember the game, there were different phases of play where you thought, all right, England had momentum and could do something lethal. France had the momentum and could do something lethal. I don't think you would have seen those phases of play if you played a back three. So I think Southgate was right in how he approached the game. And I don't necessarily blame him for why we lost, because I think that game could have gone any sort of way. It was a game of very fine margins, if you think about it. And then we succumb to retrospective analysis.
Yeah.
All right.
Final score.
Why him never put him on?
Yeah.
Why him should have put on Rashford?
The funny one to me is, why did Kane take the second penalty? I'm like, are you crazy? Like, why would he not?
You know what I'm saying?
There's no one you're trusting with that penalty more than Harry Kane.
Yeah. So
but because he missed, you're gonna say, oh, he missed. He scored the first one. They should change it. No, come on, guys. That's nonsense.
Because if you bring on Rashford and Rashford scores a screamer, we're all calling a Southgate a genius.
Yeah.
People were upset at the Mount substitution. He came on and won a penalty. Immediate impact.
Yeah. So I try not to do retrospective analysis.
Yeah.
I try to think of, all right, if you're a manager of a team in the quarterfinals of a game, like every move you make makes it's very, very, very impactful on the game. So I think Southgate was thinking is, all right, we're scored, we're ahead, let's see what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
So I just football is like that. I think it was just a game where, the team that took the chance. They got a chance before we got a chance. They took their chance. We didn't take our chance.
Yeah.
Our chance was the penalty. Their chance was the cross for Giroud. They took theirs. We didn't take ours. I just think, and that's the fine margin of football. I think that's it.
Yeah, certainly, folks. Just a reminder, 60 matches gone so far in this tournament, and we have had 158 goals. So far, 158 goals. The record, 171. This is the last World Cup ever that we're going to have 32 teams. It's going to be expanded after this World Cup. 158 goals. The record, 171. Will it be broken? We have 4 matches, 14 goals to get. We know third place playoffs in the history of this tournament has always been a high scoring encounters. Will we see this breaking? Well, only time will tell. We're very, very close to kickoff, folks. That's the Argentina against Croatia encounter. And just to recap, some of the results that these teams have had on their way towards advancing to the semifinals of the competition. Argentina, as we know, they fell 2-1 to Saudi Arabia. They defeated Mexico by 2-0. And then to end the group stages, they had a 2-0 victory over Poland. We all remember that game where a couple of brilliant saves were made. A 2-1 win over Australia, and also a 2-2 scoreline with the Netherlands, but a 4-3 win on the penalty shootout. The Croatians, it's an interesting one because similar to what happened in Group G in the last World Cup with Belgium and England, 2 teams from the same group ending up in a semi-final. Who knows, 2 teams could meet again, whether it's a third place playoff or the final. Morocco and Croatia. That game ended 0-0, and the Croatians defeated the Canadians by 4-1, and ended the group stages with a 0-0 draw against Belgium. Round of 16, they had a penalty shootout victory over the Japanese. Quarterfinals, they silenced many Jamaicans with another penalty shootout victory over the Brazilians, and they face another South American team, this in Argentina. So, at the end of today, we'll be down to just 3. Either a South American team, the last one, will be eliminated from winning the showpiece, or Croatia will lose another World Cup semi-final, just like they did in 1998. Folks, remember, every time that Croatia advances from the group stages of a World Cup, they advance to the semi-finals. We've seen this evidence 98, 2018, and now 2022. So they've continued that trend very well. Argentina, their first time in the last 4 since 2014. They have 2 crowns, 1978, 1986. They've been the runners-up a couple of times, 1930, 1990, 2014. So, big things ahead. And of course, we'll look ahead to tomorrow when that game comes to France against the Morocco encounter. Just to take a couple more comments. Dexter's Lab says, big upstream. Bread bag was set today. Giant slice.
Big up Dexter. Big up man like Dexter.
You had your bread this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah?
With a couple of eggs. I didn't make French toast this morning though.
Oh, I can save that for tomorrow though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely we can. That's quite sure. Matthias Gaspard says bonsoir. Bonsoir tout le monde. Bienvenue. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. And folks, if you haven't already, hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. Really appreciate it. Again, tomorrow we'll also have the pre-game show at 1 o'clock for the France-Morocco encounter. The third place playoff, folks, is not at 2 o'clock. It's at 10 o'clock. So our pre-game show on Saturday will be at 9. Yes, that is right. So the semi-finals are the last two games of this tournament, which has a 2 p.m. kickoff for these encounters. So we're going to make our transition in just a few minutes as it relates to our watch-along. But before we do that, we're going to get our final reactions from our panel as it relates to this encounter in particular, the Argentines against the Croatians. And I'll start with Alex on this one. I know you have some obligations to do behind the scenes as it relates to stream and the stuff that are being done on Instagram. Looking forward to it? Looking forward to semi-final one?
Yeah, the Croatia-Argentina game. My goodness, that could go anywhere. That could go anywhere. And this Croatian team has really made a lot of people eat their words. So... But I think this is where Croatia ends their journey. I think Argentina. No. I think the narrative around Messi and that this Argentina team is hungry. They are very hungry. They were going to tear the Netherlands to pieces. You can saw at the end. You can see the passion. We've seen. This is villain arc Messi now. This is a Messi where he has a personality now. This is Argentinian Messi. This is not club football Messi. This is I need to win this World Cup Messi. Yeah. And I just think that there's an edge there for me for that.
Yeah, that's 10 World Cup goals for Lionel Messi. Just 6 behind Miroslav Klose was the record with 16. So Messi is 8th all time in terms of World Cup goal scores. If he can get 2 more, then he's level with the legend himself, Pele. 3 more and he becomes 4th all time and joins Just Fontaine. And 4 more before the end of the tournament, then he'll be 3rd all-time behind Ronaldo, that's R9, and Miroslav Klose. So we'll see what lies ahead. Stefan, looking forward to it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to it. I swing the other way in regards to prediction, though. I just think Croatia, that midfield, we've been harping on it.
Yeah.
They've got the job done so far. And as I say, Argentina, they're pretty similar in Brazil in makeup. They're obviously attacking wise going to rely on that magic star moment from Messi. Yeah. Brazil got it against Croatia. They just completely fell apart at the end and they threw that game away. I feel like Argentina have similar issues defensively. They're not at their best when forced into tight situations. We saw that towards the end of the Australia game. Saw that towards the end of the Netherlands game. I think they're worse in that regard to Brazil, so I'm going to go with Croatia sneaking this as well. I think we're going to get a repeat of the final. Has that ever happened before, Sam? You're the trivia guy.
Yes, 1986, Argentina, Germany, and 1990.
Argentina, Germany.
Yeah, as well.
Wow.
And West Germany got their revenge.
Yeah. That would be interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to see that as well.
I don't want to see
nice
that.
One.
I don't want to see Argentina, Croatia.
Come on, man. We've seen such a crazy World Cup. Just for them to have the same
final.
People as last.
So let's have 2 different winners then.
That would be very anticlimactic.
Fine. If that's gonna happen, let's have 2. Make Croatia just win it.
That would be 2 different. That would be very anticlimactic for real.
It's funny if Croatia does win the World Cup. Do you think Magic might get another Ballon d'Or?
Interesting.
He's in the conversation for me. He's in the conversation.
I feel like the rules have changed where the Ballon d'Or is now expressly club calendar. So he wouldn't get the next one. He would be judged off of last season.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong here, but the one after that, perhaps. It'll be interesting, though. Modric, the only guy to dethrone Messi. Well, not the only guy, because Benzema did it, but the first guy, right, to dethrone Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Still going, 37 years old. Age like fine wine.
Absolutely, folks. So it's Brazil with 5, Germany with 4. The Italians, they also have 4. Argentina, 2. France, 2. Uruguay, 2. England, 1. Spain, 1. Who will join this list? Will Croatia become the first Eastern European team to lift the title? The Dutch have been to the final 3 times. Will Croatia surpass them with a title? We've had a couple of teams that have gone to finals and lost, though. Sweden, 1958. The Czech Republic, 34 and 62. Hungary, 38 and 54. And we know the Dutch team, 74, 78 and 2010. So, folks, thank you for tuning in to our pre-game discussion. Thanks very much to Alex and for Stefan for joining us. You know, you'll get to see them throughout the course of the watch-along. This is where we make our transition towards the watch-along. So sit tight, get your popcorn, get your drinks ready, because the teams will be walking out quite shortly, so we are getting ourselves ready. So come back in a few and join us for the watch-along. Will it be Argentina? Will it be Croatia? Put your prediction in the comments below, and we'll read them out throughout the course of the match. Cool.
EX76 Dream. Bless up.
defending Acuna at left back. Both Leandro Paredes, freshly recalled, and Rodrigo de Paul win their 50th caps. And now no one would have played more World Cup games than Leo Messi. He matches Mateus on 25 and aims to set a new record in the final.
Yeah.
Modric and Messi, 5'7", 5'8", two small men, two giant players. The Italian referee Daniele Ossato has overseen both of these nations in tournament football. Argentina on this ground against Mexico 17 days ago. Croatia in the European Championship at Wembley 18 months ago. And the video assistant referee is Massimiliano Errati, also of Italy. Well, Croatia lead heavily, of course, again on their man-mounted in goal, Dominic Livakovic. And the back four, of whom three have played every minute of the competition so far. Borna Sosa, the exception, is good to go again. Modric, Brozovic, Kovacic, many consider a key midfield of this World Cup. And as in the quarter-final, Mario Pasalic accompanies ever-present Kramaric and Perisic in the front three. Croatia, extraordinarily, have still only started 15 different players in 6 games to this point. Well, tonight, a light will go out. Either Modric will lose his 161st game for Croatia, and barring a 40-something fling in 2026, the World Cup will have gone away, or Lionel Messi will lose his 171st game for Argentina, and barring an improbable final grab into his dotage 4 years hence, the World Cup for him will have gone away. But one of them will win. One of them will be here on Sunday, fingers twitching to handle the trophy. Argentina then for a 6th World Cup final, Croatia for a 2nd in succession. From the South Atlantic to the Adriatic coast, 2 nations parallel in the depth of their passion.
We are ready. Here we go.
So let them at it. What have they got? They have proved that they have got plenty. From flair and personality at one extreme to cussedness at the other. How do you sense it playing out?
Well, you could just see the tension within some of the players out there. It's a huge occasion, no matter how experienced you are. And who can settle quicker? Who can get a good feel of that ball and try and relax into what you're trying to do?
So, Guardiola, one certainly of the breakthrough players at this competition, a young centre-half who has made his mark and some.
Certainly has, one of the best defenders out here. It'll be tough for Leipzig to keep hold of him.
Alright.
Lovren, the first cheap concession of possession to McAllister.
Brian, all mics on YouTube.
Argentina got to a back flank choice to play another midfielder in there to compete with that Croatian unit that can easily dictate the play.
I'll keep it at that minimum.
Otamendi in that formational change to which Alan refers means that there is no Lisandro Martinez in there for Argentina tonight. In terms of personnel, his replacement is Leandro Paredes. The only alteration to the quarter-final team. Rodrigo de Paul asking Molina to advance, as he did so willingly last time out, to the right wing-back.
Yeah, it's quite a narrow midfield for Argentina. It's a diamond in there, I think, so the likes of Molina on the right, Tagliafico on the other side. They're going to give the width to Argentina.
To Paul. By Romero. Seen by Brozovic, protected by Perisic. course of the whole evening are potentially vulnerable with Montiel, the alternative in that position, suspended tonight.
Interesting area of the pitch that Perisic certainly doesn't switch off. He'll track back on Molina. Who can push who backwards though?
Same is true on the left-hand side with Acuna also suffering after 2 yellow cards. Lifted in smartly by Nepal. First comfortable gather by Livakovic.
Yeah, a little bit of space in there. Ivanovic maybe had lost sight of him.
Kovacic. Shots with such power through midfield. Pisa in the house.
A French centre defender.
Kick out by Molina. Down by McAllister. Well in by Alvarez. Taken back by Brozovic. There's Modric. And here's Borna Sosa. For Stuttgart from left full back. Perisic. Driving at Molina. And lifting it up. Going into the gloves of Martinez. Fernandez. Paredes. And now Messi. To Paul. Fernandez. Paredes. Messi has made a dash. He'd have to dash some to catch that up.
Over anxious there. Actually, one of the rare times Messi's on the last line, trying to get in behind.
Carlos Scaloni looking to emulate Cesar Luis Menotti, 78, Carlos Scalano, 1986. And tonight, of course, looking to emulate Alex Sabella, who was the last to take them to the World Cup final, albeit without winning it 8 years ago. Despite the assault,
Oh, Jesus.
Kovacic kept the ball rolling nicely,
Okay.
and Perisic has dispatched his pass. Pasalic has kept it alive. There's a challenge on the halfway line, which the Croatian players consider secondary to the one which occurred 20 or 30 seconds earlier.
Yeah, and they're just pointing that one out to the ref. The earlier one, that is. Trying to get in his head, make sure they get a fair hearing out there.
Paredes. Fernandez. Some previous World Cup meetings between these nations, one back in 1998. Argentina beat Croatia by a goal to nil at Bordeaux. Goal scored by Mauricio Pineda for Daniel Passarella against Miroslav Blažević. One of the forerunners of Zlatko Dalic, who we see there. And the other just 4 years ago in Nizhny Novgorod, where Croatia beat Argentina by 3 goals to nil. Modric amongst the scorers then. Both of those were group games, and as it happens, both nations came first and second out of those 2 groups. friendly game in which Croatia beat Argentina 3-2. But in the same game, Lionel Messi scored his first international goal, and Luka Modric made his international debut. And here they are, one of them potentially signing off tonight.
Yeah, I think we all thought that this Croatia team had reached its peak in Russia in 2018. The old stages are still there, but they've rebuilt that defence. Guardiola, the star man really, the youngster next to Lovren. And the coach has made a really tight unit.
Hits by Kramaric, shifted on by Kovacic, Sosa, exchanging with Perisic.
I mean, it's fair to say Kramaric closing down there. They haven't found a replacement for Mandzukic yet. Kramaric really, in recent seasons, he likes to drop a little further back rather than be the out-and-out centre forward, but he is a good poacher, he's a good finisher, Kramaric.
Croatia have got this far on the margins, and it's a curiosity that out of 5 games so far, they've only won 1 against Canada inside 90 minutes. Perisic flung it in. Played by Romero.
Not a bad throw, that's a good weapon.
Cagey game, man. Cagey.
Yeah, early days.
Particularly, I suppose, Alan, in the light of what we saw from the Netherlands against Argentina in the last 10 minutes the other night, that potential vulnerability to something a bit simpler
Fine
and
margins.
straighter.
Come on, could have been some Netherlands, Croatia,
It's not always the worst option.
England, Portugal.
Guardiola. Sosa.
Argentina doing the best with that tight four-man midfield to outnumber Croatia in the middle of the park.
Modric. Brozovic. Perisic.
Who knocked Croatia out to Euros last year?
They got out a round of 16 to Spain,
Kovacic.
extra time.
Brozovic. Kovacic. Kramaric. Sosa.
Saw there the confidence of the Croatian players in tight spaces. They're more than happy, the likes of Brozovic, Kovacic, to take the ball when there's a man close by, and they worked it through there in a really clever fashion.
Lovren. Sosa. Bypasses the ball. Tries it against the back of Paredes. Perisic. Sosa. Through by Guardiola, nicked away by Romero, moved on by Paredes, taken up by McAllister, Fernandez in advance of him. He went careering into Modric, and he's got himself a free kick.
Argentina trying to break on Croatia. I don't think they're going to leave themselves short on the counter when they do lose the ball. That's how they're organised. McAllister's got that.
So the Moroccan Federation said they're giving away 13,000 free tickets.
Find those pockets of space
For the semi-final.
turn and maybe look for Messi.
Flying I know, but the 30 chartered flights bringing fans to the game.
That's amazing.
So over 45,000 Moroccans are expected at the stadium. It's an away game for France.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
Free kick? No?
No?
Okay.
Messi appealing vaguely to the Italian official.
Yeah, Guardiola fouled him there. Ref was close by. Not a decent view, it seems.
Of course, an inch or two the other side of the line, it would be subject to VAR inspection, but outside of the penalty area, that is not the case. Lovren looking ambitiously long. Juranovic was sprinting forward from full back, and he very nearly connected with that diagonal.
Yeah, that was a little clash at the other end. But Juranovic can motor when he gets going, as we saw there. It's a really good attempt to try and find him from Lovren.
Flung it by Juranovic towards Perisic, who won the
Alright,
first half.
15 minutes gone. 0-0, same way.
First to it is Sousa. Chelsea. Arsenal of Leipzig.
Can be a really frustrating team to play against Croatia because they do hit the ball so well. They know what they're about.
Modric. Juranovic has got a corner.
I'm tired already, man.
Decent start from Croatia, this working the ball forward patiently but effectively at times.
The corner taker is the arch conjurer and captain, Luka Modric. Guardiola has marched forward. Kovacic went to meet it. Modric.
Alright.
Juranovic. Hung up by Juranovic towards Lovren.
Yeah, that had the look of something that may have been rehearsed, that short corner with Juranovic joining it late on.
There's a clash of heads there. Otamendi on the receiving end. Otamendi and Romero had a piece of each other's. Of course, globally there is a sense around this game that the would-be fairy tale could be Lionel Messi and a farewell fling at the World Cup final, but over the course of recent history it ought not to be overlooked. What a fairy tale Croatia remain, a nation of less than 4 million people, in major footballing terms, still barely a quarter of a century old. They hit the international scene big time. Euro 96 in England, their first major tournament. And here they are, a pretty small nation on the edge of Europe, within reach of a second consecutive World Cup final. It is a remarkable achievement. Sousa and Kramaric.
They don't look intimidated by the occasion at all.
Modric's pass picked off by Paredes, who then ran into congestion himself. Here's Sousa.
This team are having slightly more of the ball, looking more threatening at the moment.
Steve, who said yesterday, we are amongst the best 4 teams in the world. That is an extraordinary success for Croatia, and who can argue with that?
18 minutes on. Still 0-0. Ronnie says there's a lot of money for Morocco to be spending. Yeah, well, you know, Ronnie, they're supposed to be going for the 2030 World Cup in terms of hosting. So there is some investment there.
Hosting the 2030?
They want to co-host the 2030 World Cup with Spain and Portugal. But it's the 100-year anniversary of the World Cup, so it might go to Uruguay. For sentimental reasons, you know?
A Uruguayan World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, to celebrate the 100 years of our World Cup. Yeah.
I don't know how excited now.
Uruguay. I can understand. Yeah. It wouldn't be. But if you say Spain, Portugal, Morocco, then you say, ooh, ah.
Instead, Brozovic. Perisic is wide of him. Kramaric is through the middle. Souza. Kovacic. Souza allowed it to bobble out.
It's always easier work with the ball than without, and Croatia got the ability to make Scaloni's men chase, work. Take some energy from those legs.
Since losing to the Saudis first up, Argentina have scored the first 2 goals in each of their 4 most recent games.
But then they threw it away.
Yeah. Alex, you saw Jamie Carragher's tweet yesterday.
What was that?
The England manager should always be English. It's not the first time you've heard something daft.
Here they are still alive.
England then should always jump out to the tournaments.
No, don't say that.
Otamendi.
Don't say that.
Fernandes.
Well, Scousers don't consider themselves English.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Scouts, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's true.
To ball. Messi. Alvarez. Lionel Messi.
So yes, folks, whether Argentina are in the final or third place playoff this weekend,
It's
Messi will be creating history.
Kovacic.
He'll be the player with the most appearances in World Cup history, 26 matches. He's level now with Lothar Matthäus, 25.
Saw Messi there just injecting a bit of pace into Argentina's attack. That's been the story of their tournament so far. That's when things have changed for Argentina.
Guardiola has given it away to Messi. What? You don't want to be doing that.
You certainly don't.
Be a bad mistake from Guardiola.
Dominic Livakovic, more than just the penalty saves. Key stops during the game against Brazil from Richarlison and Paqueta and Casemiro deep into stoppage time. 11 saves he made in the quarter-final, and that is before you get to the penalty kicks. By Souza, by Romero, Hoffman's under it. Juranovic, Modric, Pasalic. Brozovic. Sosa. Perisic outside of him. Guardiola. Fernandez down for Molina. Messi. To Paul. Paredes. Fernandez. Tagliafico's on the gallop here. It's Nicolas Tagliafico.
No back cross, no one in there
Drops it
though.
into space. Occupied only by Sosa.
Yeah, well, let's see it just hung out. They showed no sign of trying to get in the box.
Paredes. McAllister. Fernandez.
First shot.
Go on.
Scrolling. And Perisic clears.
First shot on goal. First save.
It's been a frustrating start for Argentina. They're just trying to step it up now. Have more to say.
Jamaicans are mad about Hallgrimsson going to the World Cup, so this shows how much other countries are willing to spend.
Yep.
Interesting. Try sounds. Let's go Croatia. Okay.
On target attempt of the night from Enzo Fernandez, but here's Kovacic for Croatia. Fernandez, of course, scored on this ground that beauty against Mexico. Back at the end of last month. To Paul. Stopped by Guardiola. Perisic, Sosa. Lovren's got a bit of time. Brozovic sees Juranovic. Fernandez. McAllister. To Paul. Messi.
Oof.
Nicked off his toe.
Oh, turn.
Sweet pirouette from Kovacic.
Oh,
Release the ball.
gosh.
Wide there.
Juranovic.
Oh.
Oh,
Free kick. And Argentina, truth be told, will settle for that.
Kovacic
I guess.
started this match
Kovac. Oh.
with his ball carrying.
Oof. They were lucky there.
It's the Fernandez shot.
Kovacic
Probably going wide.
made a little bit of a mess of that. He must have known he was going wide, but he wanted to try and collect it.
No better safe than sorry, sir.
Absolutely.
Very easily appealed to Ivan Perisic. He's walked away from the scene. Sosa could offer his left boot to him. Or, of course,
Luka.
Modric could conjure something.
Let's go Croatia.
Sosa over it. Modric sticks it in. Out by Paredes. Messi. Threatening to get his fingers burned, but he got away with it. Moved on hurriedly by Molina, who's not stopped here.
Offside.
The ball is flying in long towards
No.
Alvarez. Who was back in the centre half position.
That's out, ref.
Only 37-year-old, 5'7" Luka Modric.
Does he ever slow up? Does he ever lose his fitness?
That's Modric? What?
me I wonder. Me see clearance and I'm say.
That's Luka back there.
McAllister.
Guys on peds. How is he still motoring around?
You need to start exercising, man.
Yeah, man. Man, put me to shame. Oh, poor.
Fernandez, but the pass is errant.
Enzo Fernandez.
This is as close as they've been.
Smart save.
Otamendi's header out. Thrown back by Pasalic. Modric. Brozovic. Cross into which he could put
Corner.
a run.
Get there. Ooh.
Very close to getting himself a bonus corner there.
Good
Martinez
work.
just in time.
He had to get his feet moving there, Martinez. He knew it was going to be a corner. But every time they get a throw from this kind of distance towards goal, they rather go for the short one on this occasion. Twice they've gone for the longer one.
Turn.
Brozovic. Talifico at his back.
Half an hour gone.
Early on. Kovacic. Brozovic. Kramaric. Neatly done by Modric.
Modric is too
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Kramaric.
Pass it. All right. Yeah, man.
Pasalic.
Wide.
Wide.
There you go.
Kovacic.
One time.
It's a lovely throw. And he wants a corner.
Thought it was.
What a player.
It was, but don't they
Look at 37-year-old Modric running back like he's 17. What a player. True, Bim. True.
Is
I
that a
think that's a
corner?
deflection. I think that's a deflection.
I think so.
off the Molina, is it?
That's definitely a deflection. That's wow.
Ivan Perisic, who, of course, scored at England's expense in the semi-final last time round, and then again at
Oh, that's a
France's in the
pass.
final. Here is
Jesus. Out of them life.
That's a penalty. That's a penalty and a red. No, yellow. Genuine attempt at the ball. That's a
Where did that come from?
That was a pass. That was a pass.
Gotta be careful here. But it seemed that Alvarez had made a mess of it.
You did? He made a
Didn't
mess
make
of
a
it.
mess, but he didn't finish it well at all.
Took out the striker
Kovacic booked as well.
to chip the keeper.
The ball wouldn't fall for him. He tried to go for the chip. Look at his pass. That's a pass.
That's a pass.
An early ball.
Oh.
Connect with Alvarez.
All right, a man that has done so well with penalties.
Yep, that's a penalty.
Is it more a question of
No, yeah, no
He
doubt
could
about
probably
it.
get there.
I don't think there was any forward movement from Livakovic. So we might be a little unfortunate if VAR upholds the referee's decision. Because he didn't actually plough into the striker. He held his ground really. Tried to make
Yeah, I'm thinking about because it was like a coming together, really.
such familiar territory, of course, for Lionel Messi, who scored from
It
the
was a
spot
coming
just now
together.
against Saudi
It wasn't.
Arabia.
It's not like
He failed to score against Poland.
I don't know. That's a tricky one.
Who scored twice from the spot in all against the Netherlands just the other
Liver, come live up to it.
who is more accustomed to the spotlight than any other man in world football.
Here we go.
Nah, he's not saving that.
Mm.
He's not saving that.
Emiliano.
Can't even look.
Why don't they give it to somebody else, guys?
Give it to Tagliafico.
Go on, Messi.
Save it.
Oh, that's a penalty.
You're not stopping them.
That's not getting there. You're not getting there.
Goal number 11, folks.
Oh man. Ooh.
So that's 1-0 for the Argentines, folks.
I think the argument there is, despite the fact Alvarez messes it up, they don't collide. He can still challenge for that ball. It's still live for him. Lovren messes up the clearance too.
That's how you take a
That's the campion approach. Penalties all the way.
When in doubt,
It's unlucky.
It's
Smash
not lucky.
it
There's
in.
not much he can do. He has to stand up. But
You're not stop. You don't
Oh,
stop.
you're not.
You're not stopping that in a million years.
that's the edge you're talking about. He just slaps it.
In a million
Yeah.
years, you're not stopping that.
He just slaps it.
Messi now level with Jurgen Klinsmann, 11 goals.
Wow.
A record equaling 25 World Cup games. He has one more now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Penalty.
They upload it.
Penalty.
They upload this picture them quick though.
Hey, what's up?
They upload the picture quick, man.
That's crazy.
Messi is now the active highest scorer in World Cup history.
That's 11, right?
Yeah.
Active, yeah.
That's 11.
11. That's 11.
Well, let's see if they can win.
You know what's interesting? Croatia should have had a corner a while ago. And then they go up
Yeah.
the field, one little breakdown, a ball over the top.
One ball over the top. Something that is usually cleared away.
Yeah, the Croatians usually handle that. Is that a penalty? It's a penalty. Some breakdown in midfield. Argentina got the ball, put it over. Keeper fouls Alvarez.
Yeah, they just
Alvarez should have scored.
They just got caught.
Yeah. They got caught in the transition.
It was the window of opportunity was very small for them to get caught out. But that's what you have to do to beat this Croatian side.
It's a remarkable fact, and it plays into what you're saying, and about their refusal ever to surrender. Croatia in this competition have yet to score the opening goal in any game.
That is true.
2 goal escapes, of course, but in the group stage they fell behind to the quickest goal of the tournament against Canada.
Alfonso! The Fonz.
Japan, and as you say, they trailed very late to Brazil. Modric
Plenty of time.
and Pregame.
Oh. Oh.
So getting back to nick it off the little
I was watching some videos of Messi, 21-year-old Messi. Man, that guy was rapid.
Oh yeah.
That guy was rapid.
2008, 2009.
Oh yeah.
The man was on.
A lot of chasing, but when you get a decision like that, I think you start to feel your name's on the trophy.
Perisic for Perisic. Set back for Kovacic. Sosa.
Food.
Hit by Fernandez.
Don't be stupid, Fernandez.
By Kovacic. As Croatia look to step it up. Lovren. Juranovic. Croatia's corner. And the Argentine noise
Look up getting images, then upload the thing as the penalty score upload.
is quite something to experience. It is
Makes life for designers like myself.
Modric for Brozovic. Messi looks
He's flying.
No.
Oh!
You're joking.
How he scored that?
You're joking.
How he scored that?
The man bulldozed.
But just bulldoze through.
That was. I tried the worst goal of the tournament. Like, he just kept going.
A pure luck.
They scored. Alvarez scored.
Every time you score, they score.
He just didn't stop.
He just never stopped. He thinks
He looked like he messed it up.
God.
He looked like he messed it up
He
twice.
did.
Twice.
He messed that
And they just
up.
kept kicking the ball back into.
Bro, this kid.
Yeah.
This kid.
Wow.
Kid, bro.
Wow.
Just keeps going.
I saw we did score against USA.
and going.
Not
and
USA,
going.
Cameroon.
He messes it up here, hits it, messes up there again. They've literally kicked the ball twice.
Watch out, move. A
Yo.
book ball. This is what kind of defending is that? What kind of defending?
You see that?
Also the keeper.
You see that at Factory. World Cup semi-final.
He's taking the goalkeeper with him. Come on, that's
Sosa,
terrible from
Sosa.
Sosa. That is terrible.
And for the 5th game in a row, Argentina have a 2-0 lead.
Dangerous score for Argentina.
No, man.
Still not
You know
counting
what?
out
You know what?
Croatia.
I think they've scored these goals too early.
Yeah.
Did Messi get the assist on that? Because he did touch the ball. Huh?
Wow.
This determined Croatian side has to find a way to react.
I guess so.
Yeah, big ask for a team that's not full of goals.
They're not.
Defensively, they've been
Bloody hell.
Watch Messi go. What?
You just want to give this man a reason, innit? You just want to give this man a reason.
Messi for Fernandes.
Jesus.
Fernandes at Juranovic.
You can't. It couldn't be three, could it?
McAllister. And now
There's the overlap.
retreating.
Oh.
Deflection.
Come off Guardiola and is behind for an Argentine corner.
yeah, all over the place at the moment.
Use his hand.
Defense is spinning.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's look at this. Oh.
Oh.
Quick succession.
Nah, you're not going to get that.
Ooh,
You're
lucky
not going to
there.
get that. It's close.
Just like.
From beginning that. Not blaming for asking though.
Away in that succession of 2-0 leads that they've had. Alvarez now has 3 times scored the second goal.
This is third of the tournament.
Yeah.
The corner, it's not going to get it.
Gonzalo Higuain, eat your heart out. Wow. Croatia messed up 2 defensive transitions and got punished both times. Oh my god!
Oh!
Ah,
Bloody hell!
save! What? That's
Oh,
that's
what
a
a save.
save.
Point blank.
That's a save. Save of the tournament.
Point blank. Point blank. Oh, that
Fingertips.
That's
Fingertips.
point blank.
We can appreciate how good that was.
Yeah,
Let's go.
you don't think.
Yeah.
That's just pure reaction.
Turned on its head, hasn't it? Croatia had a little stranglehold on possession and more of the ball. Argentina was struggling to gain a foothold. All of a sudden, they're 2 up.
What is going on? Croatia. We can't make Argentina win the World Cup, guys.
He's gone for goal there. Went for goal there. Two defense. What the? Croatia have been almost perfect defensively, transition wise. Two mistakes transition wise, and they're 2-0 down.
I predicted 3-2 to Argentina.
You're almost there.
That could be very possible.
I predicted
I
Croatia.
was saying Croatia.
It's not over if you know Croatia.
You know, of course.
Yeah, plenty of time. Plenty. Possibly. 35 no. Can you see him in USA at 39?
We might see him in USA in MLS at 39.
Huh?
Croatia? I want Croatia to go to the final.
I don't. Although I predicted them to win that.
Yeah.
I want to see something new. I would
Exactly.
honestly love to see Argentina, Morocco. I would. I mean, African team finally reached the semi-final. Let's go all the way.
If Argentina go with Morocco, Argentina win.
We'll see.
I think the spectacle alone, just Morocco being in the final, is enough for them.
Ooh. Morocco probably flying another 45,000 if they got to the final.
Yeah, exactly. There, it's that part of the world anyway.
Yeah.
Middle East.
Nah, there's nothing. I'm sorry. There's
I don't want Messi to win the World Cup.
Morocco winning the World Cup. Not this World Cup. Maybe next World Cup.
That'll be bigger than Greece winning the Euros.
Yeah. That tops the cake. Everything.
That's better than Leicester winning the Premier League.
Go on, cross it in now.
Almost. Emiliano. I got to see him in Jersey.
Emiliano. That's a good decision. Good decision. Ooh.
For the country, man, for the country.
Now, I always think about, I have always rated Emiliano Martinez from I saw him as like a youth goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And to think that when he started that, when he got the FA Cup run, that January Arsenal were begging teams to sign him and nobody wanted him.
Right.
So he stayed. Leno gets injured. He goes in goal, wins FA Cup. Arsenal sell him for $20 million 6 months after they couldn't give away for free. Wins a Copa. Is now in a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah, it's been an incredible run.
Yeah, that's amazing how quick your fortunes can change.
And he's a top goalkeeper.
No, he's good. I always thought he was good.
And you felt he should have got the opportunity even when he was second string.
Honestly, you can find tweets from me from when Czech was in goal as like Martinez should be starting over him. Like I am Martinez Bano. I'm the president of the fan club. Always been. People are like, bro, you've never. I was like, no, I've seen him. He's good. Trust me. He just needs the opportunity. Look at that. That's why it sucks to be the number 2 for a club or a number 3. Like,
Right.
it's so hard to get your chance.
Yeah, if he had stayed at Arsenal, I don't think he would have been
He
here.
wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
Messi. To ball corner on it. Perisic shifting it.
Messi wins it, but
Messi tackling back.
Messi and Modric running back to tackle. Oh gosh.
2 old men.
Tagliafico. That's an interesting ball for Alvarez.
Yeah, held his position there. The striker did well to stay onside.
No, he's off.
He didn't stay onside. I thought he did.
I love that. People are like, what a run by Alvarez. He messed up that run so much.
He screwed that up.
He
Screwed that up. He had no idea. He was just running.
Yeah.
He was running
And
over.
when he was supposed to make the pass, he didn't, and he was like, oh no, what do I do?
That is pure luck.
Goal of
Yep.
the tournament.
Lifted it clear of DePaul.
Crazy.
That's fluke goal of the tournament.
Oh yeah.
Ah, boy, I tell you. On the stroke of half time.
Kramaric.
It's not over, folks. You guys remember the semi-final 4 years ago? England said,
It's ours. And then here comes Croatia with Mandzukic and
Look at
Perisic.
that. Look at that. Man just bulldozes.
Yes, he gets a bit of good fortune, not once, but twice.
You can't call it a bit of good fortune when it happens twice. He got a lot of good fortune there. What's Dino? What's him?
Brazilian is prepared to applaud.
Well, his passport says something else. No, he used a Paraguayan passport. That's why he's into legal troubles. Yeah. Emiliano.
Kovacic caught in the traffic. Paredes.
Oh. Oh, come on, son. Come on. Come on.
And he
It's
goes
a
the
ref.
free kick to end the
Oh,
half.
he's so good.
He's too good. Give us the free kick, ref. But what is it, a free kick?
Second half.
Orsic in particular, an instinctive getter of goals, and goals, of course, are what they need to get. Orsic of Dinamo Zagreb, who are top of the Croatian league,
Second half is underway.
and Vlasic of Torino in Serie A, on loan from West Ham United of the English Premier League. And they had to find a way, if they could, Alan, of changing the dynamic here.
Yeah.
How do you think that might achieve it?
Yeah, I mean, they've got good quality off the bench, Croatia. So, just trying to give Kramovic a bit more support. Perisic gone to left back now on the ball. But Orsic has got a goal in him, hasn't he?
Yes, he has 13 of them for Dinamo Zagreb over the first half of his club season.
Vlasic now on this right hand side.
He is twisting now, looking to penetrate and having his ankle tapped and winning the first offensive set piece of the second half. Which of course Luka Modric will orchestrate.
He's not always been happy just to swing one in. Quite often from corners especially they've played a short one. But on this occasion I'm sure Modric will try and find that land in between the back line, the keeper.
Modric toying with them before playing it in deep. Picked off with comfort by Martinez. It's out to Paul. Molina. Paredes. Messi. To Paul.
Wouldn't be surprised if Scaloni puts on Sandro Martinez at some point as well. He's done it before. Shore up things at the back. Especially if Croatia throw on another forward.
Tagliafico. McAllister. Messi.
Nope.
Brozovic trying to keep it from him. Nicked back by McAllister. And set for De Paul. And recycle for Paredes. Straight down the goalkeeper's barrel.
Few challenges in there. The ref's given the benefit. His wave play on, which is always nice to see. McAllister still down though. Maybe overstretched there. Oh, was it the back to the head? Yeah. He'll be okay. It's not a match you want to come off on this one.
Fabio Capello there, the great Italian player and coach of years gone by. Still coached the English national team for a little while. Free kick against Tagliafico. Orsic goes the other way. Modric.
Yeah, they've got a lot of men to commit forward now when they've got the ball. Croatia.
Kovacic. Petkovic couldn't keep it. Fernandez works it. McAllister has it. Pulled down again for Perisic. Twisting his Orsic. And back by Modric. Vlasic. Juranovic. Kovacic. Rolled up towards Petkovic.
Go on.
Kovacic.
Go on, Croatia.
Spin away to Nikola Vlasic.
Whip it in.
Vlasic delivers and gets a kind deflection from Martinez. It comes together.
Well, Argentina like to sit there and defend, battle, compete. It's in their nature. But Croatia trying to turn the screw here. I would be surprised if Lisandro Martinez didn't come up, give them that extra defender through the middle.
Perisic now from left back. Kovacic. Bottomless well of energy. Shoved off it by De Paul. Perisic. Modric. Vlasic.
High school defending by Croatia says bien. Simon, you don't miss it. Nope.
Juranovic. Lovren. Juranovic. Petkovic. Forced out by the attentive Paredes. Kramaric. Too much for Perisic. Croatia, though, obliged to try and force it if they can.
Yeah, and of course, if they were to score, the dynamics change completely. A bit of doubt would be in the Argentine minds, given what happened against the Netherlands.
To that end, here's Kovacic, Modric, Kovacic, Josip Juranovic,
Hmm.
Vlasic. Must be forced out by Otamendi. Argentina and their supporters here playing for a place in the 6th World Cup final. They won the first ever World Cup semi-final back in 1930. And then lost the first final to Uruguay. There was no semi-final in 78 when they won their own tournament. They have been successful at this stage again 3 times since then. Against Belgium in 86, 2 very famous Maradona goals. Against Italy on penalties in Naples in 1990, again a Maradona-flavoured game. Fabio Caniggia with the
Alright.
key goal for them
Pass the ball.
in that one. And in 2014, a long, long battle with the Netherlands. Here is Alvarez.
Oh no.
Go on.
Out of them life.
The foul him.
McAllister. Paredes. Talifico. Fernandez. McAllister. Paredes. De Paul.
Argentina was sitting deep, staying solid. It was a long ball out of defence by Alexis McAllister. A really good one into Alvarez, and he gets them forward. Now they can play a bit of football in Croatia's half.
Fought by Romero, and then by De Paul,
Pass it.
now by Messi, holding off Guardiola.
Go on. Oh.
Messi's pass.
Ooh, go on, Messi. Oof, save. Good save.
Rakitic down strongly.
You can imagine there'll be a few more chances like this. Croatia take some chances in terms of committing men forward.
Kramaric for Croatia, who must force the issue. Sic with the strike. Romero with the block. Juranovic. Modric. Vlasic. Flicked in by Vlasic.
Shoot.
Forced away from Petkovic. Gathered by Kovacic. Clear again by Otamendi.
Well, if they can get a few more balls into Petkovic like they did there, get bodies around him. Either way forward, Messi very nearly getting his second of the night.
Good save this.
Just off balance as he went to strike.
World Cup terms, he's just one goal shy now of Pele.
Yeah.
On to the top of his own country's list with the penalty he scored in the first half here. Is Perisic. Romero again ideally stationed. Messi scurrying together. Paredes. Step back for Messi, bounces conveniently for Tagliafico. Here's McAllister.
Yeah. 60 minutes gone, still 2-0. Half an hour left. And the sad thing about it is, whoever Croatia loses to always wins the World Cup. Lost to France in the semi-finals 98, France won the World Cup. 2018, France again. And here they face Argentina now.
Why is it a sad? Why is it sad thing? Why is it sad?
I don't want Argentina to get 3 crowns. That's 2 more than us.
Sandro Martinez.
I want them to stay on 2 so we can catch up and be on 2 with them come 2026.
That would make sense.
That's my logic.
Pressure now with Petkovic
My reasoning.
2-0.
However, if a Morocco goes or Croatia goes, that's 1 star. All right, them have 1 star with like we, no problem. If France go to 3 stars,
Why would you want the side of B to if we win the World Cup?
Modric.
because of the number 10 on Argentina. Because we're going to say that he's the greatest ever to live. And then our grandkids are going to sing the same breath. That's not the conversation I want to have. I want to have a different conversation. I want us to have a different conversation. BM says, Simon, you too bad mind. Argentina win this World Cup. Nope.
Here's Leandro Paredes, who gives way
Oi.
to Sandro Martinez.
Alex, just think about it, you know. You can't talk to the Messi fanatics after this, you know. You can't say a word to the Messi fanatics after this, Alex, honestly. So that is the thing.
Formational change, which is
You give them this, you give them the fuel.
Real fanatics know that.
and you'll remember that
The Messi enthusiasts.
pretty late in the day he made one absolute
The Messi disciples.
when Behic, the Australian fullback,
I don't care about him. I think the man deserves a World Cup. Give the man a World Cup.
So Ronaldo don't
Mbappe
deserve one.
don't deserve no World Cup.
Ronaldo don't deserve one.
Mbappe having World Cup already.
Ronaldo deserves something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a World Cup. but
More than
deserves
Messi to me.
something. Ronaldo deserves a Ballon d'Or.
Shoot the ball in the goal.
Ooh. They're going to score back, you know.
Of course they are.
They're going to get one back.
He seemed to have a chance to make a better contact than he did.
I don't want Messi win the World Cup, man. Why you? Why you? More mind for you, you know, because you know, win World Cup before. So if you get your 1 star, that's cool. That's cool. That's alright. Yeah, man. You know, check for yourself. You already have 4, so you don't need more. You, worse, not need any. Aside down there, we soon get with 2. Know yourself. But you, go on. You, yard, no. Simon from Remo.
That's not for everybody.
Not from Constant Spring.
No. He left this morning.
You left this morning.
Never really gets close to getting a solid contact on it. And Jean-Alfred,
Glad I get to see him live.
Juranovic. It's a smashing tackle by Tagliafico. Off the back of it, McAllister once more can initiate a raid. And it's collar felt by Juranovic.
growing all the time. McAllister in an Argentina shirt.
Solo attempt on target for Croatia. They're going to have to find a couple quite promptly. Messi, Guardiola at his back. Fernandes. Messi shows it and then steals it away. But he can't have it back.
Oh, come on, man. That's clear holding. Why am I trying every stunt that I'm looking
64 minutes.
Perisic away from the pole.
Alright.
Orsic. It came to Kramaric.
Release the ball.
Support from Kovacic. Here's Lovren. Juranovic beaten to it by Tagliafico. And now Alvarez, who's full of running. And Tagliafico is
Go on,
galloping
team.
up alongside him. Alvarez to Paul.
Took too long, man.
Here comes Molina outside of him. De Paul has played it in. Messi rising for the header.
Who would have thought?
Snatched away by Modric.
Who would have thought if someone told you that Morocco would be the only unbeaten side left at the World Cup?
You having a laugh?
You're having a laugh, mate.
Well, it's such a sensitive period in the match, this, isn't it? Croatia threatening on occasions, but finding it difficult to get out the sides of this Argentina rearguard. But Argentina looking likely to nick one up the other end and really put this match to bed. The Netherlands got their first goal against Argentina in the 83rd minute, so let's hope, yeah.
They need to make horse moments. Here's Orsic. Nibbling again too hungrily. lost his first love a few nights ago. What still exists? Listen, it all still exists. Croatia have time. Messi and Mbappe could be lining itself up as a final. Or of course, there might be some more Moroccan magic to be had. Argentina's passage through to match 64 of 64, still not quite complete.
No, it's a World Cup in which you can take nothing for granted. So many shots, goals when you least expect them.
Yellow card for Christian Romero.
Slipped, I think, on the way in.
Pekovic felt it. A reminder that prior yellow cards are of no interest here. They were wiped after the quarterfinals. Modric. Kramaric. Just didn't have the artistry to find a room around Molina. Croatia have been round the world at this tournament, meeting or facing at least African opposition in Morocco, North American in Canada, European in Belgium, Asian in Japan, and now a pair of South Americans in Brazil and Argentina.
I feel another goal coming.
It's a comeback.
Messi here.
I feel it's gonna be Messi or Alvarez.
Held up by Guardiola. Messi away from
Oh.
Guardiola.
Oh, you alright, son?
Instincts.
Boy, you have it in us time, man.
Messi again with the marvellous mischief.
Great.
And he will have his ultimate game.
This is miraculous. I mean, he's boxed in tight on the touch.
Oh, he's so good.
And after that, he beats the defender again. This is
Oh my word.
isn't it? We thought maybe he couldn't do this
Oh.
anymore at his age. But he's reminding us that
Messi,
he's
Messi, 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 Messi.
on the big occasion when it matters most. What a moment in the World
Oh.
Cup this is for Messi, for Argentina.
Yeah,
Absolutely
he's winning the World Cup, man.
No.
He's winning the World Cup.
Come on, Morocco. Come on, France.
Guardiola, who's been one of the defenders of the tournament, was taken to the cleaners.
This man must be stopped. This man must be stopped.
What is there left for him to show? What is there left for him to do? The answer to the question, win the World Cup. And he will have a chance this Sunday to win the World Cup.
I mean, I've described that goal there. Even mentioned
Come on, Pete. You should say, barring any miraculous comeback from the Croatians.
waiting, wasn't he?
He's winning the World Cup.
Byline, he just pulled off his
He won the under 20. That's good enough. Won the Olympics. That's good enough.
You see what I'm doing? He's winning that World Cup. He's winning it.
Fell at the back of Pekovic. Another yellow card.
Bread bag gets stale.
So that is both Argentine centre halves on the yellow, and they would be well advised to be cautious from here on in. It would be a shame to miss the midday.
Yeah, certainly would.
You think?
They haven't got to make these kind of challenges now. 3-0 compared to 2-0. There's a huge difference.
Both sides are about to throw on their number 14 for Croatia. That means Marko Livaya in place of Andre Kramaric. Livaya with hat-trick split. And for Argentina, it is going to be the introduction of Perez. Whistle had already gone. He has eyes on a World Cup semi-final hat-trick.
Something to stream?
Whoa, I'm looking.
Stream pause.
Not anymore.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Now the Argentina change indeed changes.
Body.
Palacios for De Paul is one of them.
Workhorse has done his job. Given everything that De Paul.
And safe to say, Julian Alvarez has also done his job. He might be reluctantly heaved off, given the prospect of a famous hat-trick, but I guess more important to him still will be complete fitness for the final.
Dybala.
Arrives. And on the subject of restored fitness, how good for Argentine folk and for the man himself, that Paulo Dybala is ready finally to kick his first ball of the tournament.
16 minutes. Oh. At least I got to say I saw him live.
Remains the last man to score a hat-trick in a World Cup semi-final 1958. Maybe Mbappe tomorrow. Maybe in the series tomorrow.
You heard him. Did you hear what he just said? And Nazir is going a hat-trick tomorrow against the France team.
Perisic has a wallop.
You never know. Simon,
Never know.
Simon, nothing in this World Cup is ridiculous today.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why if Morocco goes on to win the World Cup, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me.
Right, take a trip to Morocco, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Casablanca.
No, you.
Yeah. Go in the safari, the desert safari. Yeah, do you know it's nice? Dubai. In Dubai, it's quite nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
You been there?
It is, yeah. I was there last year. Yeah, it's nice. Really, really nice. Yeah, good experience, good vibes.
The heat would get to me, you know.
The heat, depends on the time of the year that you go. Go like from December to February, that time of the year. Yeah, you're good. Can't go in the summertime.
Oh, bloody hell.
Pass the ball, mate. Just pass it.
They're going to punish them, eh?
Don't tell me it's going to be 4. Just pass the ball, though, innit? Just one step too far for Croatia. Alex, did you see this?
Who's that?
Is his match.
I like this. I might use this concept.
Do you want me to share it with you?
Sure.
But we started the evening talking about Guardiola and the magnificent tournament he has had, and he has. But when he came up against the Magic Man in the moment there, we learned who is still the boss.
Yeah, the 35-year-old out sprinted the 20-year-old there. Wondered whether Messi had still got that burst of pace, but showed it, didn't he? Not sure Argentina would have expected to be in the last 15 minutes in this match, pretty much in a stress-free situation.
Perisic. Orsic. Sweet feet, decent try. But it's going to need something special now.
he wins this one, he's not going to be.
Given that Modric is 37 and shows no signs of slowing down, maybe Messi could go a couple of years beyond 37.
To have a 39-year-old goal scorer in the knockout stages this year in Pepe. Plays a rather different sort of game. I'm afraid all precedent suggests that this may very well be farewell for Luka Modric. He'll be the wrong side of 40 by the time we all meet again. And that is a sad thought, because what an extraordinary contribution he has made to the international game, never mind his country. Pregame, Modric.
Coming off his head there, with a rebound off his face maybe.
Modric's contorted face and the pain of the moment, and also no doubt a reflection of his emotion.
Yep.
Cells intervening for Argentina. And this is a poignant moment. The oncoming player for Croatia is Lovro Majer. But this, bar perhaps a third, fourth playoff, which he may or may not have the appetite for, this truly is the moment Croatia says goodbye in World Cup terms to perhaps its greatest player ever.
Lovely touch by the coach, Zlatko Dalic, to give him this moment. He'll be gutted, of course he will, but the Croatia fans had a chance to applaud their hero. What a career he's had. Not finished yet for Real Madrid.
Romero, Molina, Messi.
Pasa la pelota.
Run by Martinez. Tagliafico is prepared to chase. Lovren has seen it back. Smashed up into the air by Livakovic. Now by Palacios, who is found rather desperately by Livaya. Got in with it in a hurry, did Argentina, and took a few by surprise. McAllister close to pouncing.
Yeah, they took the free kick quickly, and McAllister was having another good game. It would have been fitting for him to find the back of the net. Been coming off a toe perhaps in the end.
And Livaya flicked out by Molina. Stolen away for Dybala. Messi, Dybala.
Ball.
And again Dybala with Molina joining in.
There's so much to admire about this Croatia team, but that extra bit of quality in the final third has halted their progress.
Rosic, smashing tackle from Lisandro Martinez.
And they're not defended well when asked to out there in that first half. Much better than that normally in this tournament. Argentina have been fortunate to catch them on a bad day defensively.
Lovromayer. Petkovic. Perisic. Taking no chances as he tumbled with Tagliafico. Perisic was over his shoulder.
And in fact, to get a little shove in the back, but they'll be eager to protect this clean sheet, Argentina.
Nicked on at the near post and Crawford couldn't apply the finish.
Beautifully worked corner that. He's missed that. He's gone with his right rather than his left. Lovren.
Actually, Lovren has had Croatia's two best chances. This time the header earlier on, and well, I just needed bundling in with any part of his frame. Two more Argentine changes here. Angel Correa, who's one coming on. McAllister is one going off, as is Molina. To be replaced by Juan Foyt. And this is patently, obviously, really about preservation of energy for a game bigger still, which is 5 days away.
Yeah, and also to give some fringe players a little taste of this World Cup.
Yeah, it is Foyt's first taste of this World Cup, and indeed Correa's. So he's going to have his crack at it, Lionel Scaloni. As Savannah did 8 years ago, as Menotti and Milano, only those two have done triumphantly in the famous World Cup history of Argentina. They have a crack at mirroring 78, and Kempes, who is fittingly here to witness it, at mirroring 86, and Maradona, and all of that. And Messi is going to have a go at it. He is going to have a chance at the fairy tale farewell final. The final of which every romantic dreamt.
He's carried his team forward at times, hasn't he? When they've needed a spark, he's provided it.
Fernandez, Dybala, Palacios behind Messi.
They've looked to him
Spain have lost their first game of the World Cup and gone on to win it 2010. Argentina have a chance to replicate that. Messi, and again. Orsic.
Well, he can be proud of his team, of his players, to get this far. I think many people fancy them to make the semis at the start of this tournament.
And the semi-final to this game, that the semi-final match against England was the greatest match of all time. From a Croatian perspective, 4 years ago, he said the game against Brazil the other day comes in a close second. He did say that if they won this one, it would become the greatest historical game Croatia, or the greatest historical win Croatia had ever enjoyed. But it has not come to pass. Martinez has again, you're about to say, been work perfect. That is a sign and this is a sound that we will re-embrace at this very place 5 nights from now.
He could barely keep the smile from his face, Galoni.
Maya. Maya.
3 minutes to go, folks. 3 minutes. And we have a brief wrap up with Alex.
Perisic.
And then we look ahead to tomorrow. And that's our show for the day, folks. Again, thank you very much to everyone for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. If you haven't already, you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. 876 Stream JA. Just a few minutes to go.
To just an outcome which in advance they weren't really able to consider, those Croatian supporters. But a World Cup final followed by a World Cup semi-final, a couple of outcomes that many bigger and better established nations would certainly have settled for.
Shoot.
And there might still be something in it, but Vlasic has carved his shot wide.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they've overachieved, haven't they? That three-man midfield, one of the best in the tournament, Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic, has driven them forward. Can only go so far. They've come up against a team driven by Lionel Messi.
Now the world will miss Luka Modric, who we saw head bowed on the Croatian bench then. Simply a beautiful player. And the supposition prior to this competition was that Croatian midfield three just might be a year or two too old. But like a vintage car, those 3 pistons perfectly oiled, kept on functioning so beautifully. But this has been just one journey too far. Kovacic, the youngest of those 3. He'll be back for more. Palacios. Foot. Foot has got away here. Morocco could counter with Lovren Maya. And Orsic.
Oof.
Argentina will play the World Cup final at his own brilliant behest. Messi will play in the ultimate game. Lionel Messi has a shot at his crowning moment as Luka Modric says farewell. Argentina into the final of the World Cup for the 6th time.
La Alba Celeste are through to the final. The Blazers, an agonizing defeat as they head to the third place playoff. All of this and more in this, now streaming Qatar. So, Argentina are through to their 6th final. They did so 1930, 1978, 1986, 1990, 2014. Their 6th final. The only other teams to have gone to 6 finals or more: Italy, Germany, and Brazil, their neighbors to the north. A very, very illustrious list that the Argentines have done. And what a journey it has been. After a shock defeat to Saudi Arabia, to bounce back against El Tri of Mexico, to go to Eastern Europe and claim a victory over Poland, and then down under to squeeze by the Socceroos 2-1, and then after that, to squeeze by Louis van Gaal's Dutch army into the semi-finals and brush aside the Blazers of Croatia. And now they await France or Morocco, one kick away from glory. A chance for numero tres, their 3rd title. The only other teams to have more than 2 titles: Italy with 4, Germany with 4, and Brazil with 5. Alex Taylor is still with me, folks. And for the next few minutes, we'll look at what happened. Is Messi the GOAT?
Yes, what? Yes.
What a performance.
I try not to polarize these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can have more than one GOAT. So, but he's definitely
Up there.
He's definitely up there with this performance alone.
Yeah.
I think you can really see the hunger in him. And it's a type of hunger that you would have seen in a Pele, you would have seen in a Maradona, you would have seen in even in a Johan Cruyff, those players that really took their team and dragged them to a certain place. Yeah. And those are the signs of greatness. So, and we saw that today. We could see it in his football. You could see it in his midfield play, in his link-up play. Like, he really wants this. So, even before this World Cup, I thought he was one of the greatest of all time. I try not to go into those polarized arguments of you can have more than one greatest of all time. It's just the fan clubs, and I'm not into that. But he definitely stated his claim today.
Fully understood where you're going there. And folks, you'll see a couple of images on your screen to show exactly what we're speaking about. And just to give you a bit of insight as well, Julian Alvarez, that number 9 that you've seen on your screen, the youngest player to score twice in a World Cup semi-final since Pele back in 1958. Not only that, he has scored 4 goals at this tournament, becoming only the 2nd Argentine player to score 4 at a single edition of the tournament, while aged 22 or younger, after Gonzalo Higuain, which was back in 2010. And you see that man to his right, Lionel? He's been involved in 19 goals at the World Cup, 11 goals and 8 assists, equaling the best goals and assist tally for a player since 1966. So that shows you what this man has been able to do. Argentina through to the final itself. Messi, also the first player to score an assist in 4 separate World Cup matches since 1966 as well. Quite a run what this man has done and achieved in this game. And now Argentina very, very close towards glory. That's the man, Lionel Messi. 11 World Cup goals, now level with Jurgen Klinsmann, level with Sandor Kocsis, also with 11. If Messi gets one more goal, he'll be level with Pele with 12, Just Fontaine has 13, Gerd Müller 14, Ronaldo 15, that's the Brazilian one, and Miroslav Klose with 16. But perhaps more significantly, folks, something special will happen on Sunday. And you know what that is? Lionel Messi will become the first player in the history of the tournament to play in 26 matches in a tournament. 26. Today he leveled Lothar Matthäus with 25. And on Sunday he will go to 26. No other man will play more matches than Lionel Messi in the history of the World Cup. That in itself speaks volumes of what he has done. That in itself shows how incredible. In the past, it can be criticized, especially 2010 not contributing. 2014 was special. 2018, not so much. A talented French team eliminated them. But here we go in 2022. The present and the future. There you go on your screen there for the Argentines who are through to the final itself. For Croatia, it's the third place playoff. Not something they're unfamiliar with. They defeated the Dutch back in 1998, 2-1, where they finished third. But it's one where the Croatians will feel disappointed. Could it be Luka Modric's last tournament? Could it be his last involvement? Well, we shall see. At 37, it might be. It might very, very well be. Before I wrap up the show, folks, and tell you about tomorrow, let me get the thoughts of Alex ahead leading into tomorrow's fixture. Morocco against France. An African team in the last 4. Can you believe in our lifetime that we're going to see this happen? An African team in the semi-finals of a World Cup.
It's definitely significant. The real winners, whoever wins the World Cup, the real winners are PSG.
Hot take from Alexander Taylor. But it's true. It's true. You've seen that.
They will have a winner regardless. So the man over there rubbing their hands. Yes. They will have a winner regardless. But yeah, it's very significant to have Morocco in the semi-finals. It's refreshing. And to see an African team go to the finals. Wow. To see if we could see like battles of history are always brilliant battles. You know? So if I have a Morocco, Argentina.
Right.
Is it Messi's gonna win his first World Cup and finally win his name in the hearts of Argentinians?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be the door that Africa needed to be opened for them to claim their rightful place in the footballing world?
Yeah.
You know, 2 pieces of history are going to be written if Morocco makes it through. For me, France make it through. That's probably the most underwhelming story you could have written. I don't think they deserve this World Cup. I don't think they've played particularly well in this World Cup, up to their potential.
Right.
So I hope that Morocco goes through for the sake of history.
Yeah.
Something that kids who are watching the World Cup for the first time can remember. I remember my first World Cup was when Morocco went to the finals. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I would love that story to be written.
That's quite something, folks. Something really, really to mesh into. And you could say perhaps too, Manchester United could win as well, because if France goes through, that means that a United player would win the World Cup as well. Martinez, Argentina, Varane, United.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see.
We'll see. Not bad.
Yeah, definitely, folks. Everyone who has tuned in, thank you very, very much for watching and tuning in to our watch along for today. We really, really appreciate it. And we use this opportunity as well to show our gratitude to those that have helped us throughout the course of our coverage of now streaming Qatar. Vitamalt. Yes, if you buy a 6-pack of Vitamalt, you have the opportunity to win a PS5. Buy a 6-pack of Vitamalt, enter your contact details, and you have the chance to win a PlayStation 5. And Andy Gone Nuts Coconut Water. Crisp and refreshing. Delivered straight to your door. Call 381-6051. That's 381-6051. So, you guys know exactly what you need to do. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 1 o'clock, pregame show, France versus Morocco. France versus Morocco. Will the France go to back-to-back finals? Will we see an African team in a World Cup final? Will it be a France versus Argentina final? Or will the Atlas Lions of Morocco face La Alba Celeste of Argentina? Will we have the first final since 1950 where no UEFA nation will be there? Will an African team do something an Asian team has never done and get to a World Cup final? Will Kylian Mbappe find the back of the net? Or will Morocco continue that trend of clean sheets? Remember, folks, the only goal they've conceded in this tournament was an own goal against Canada. Apart from that, clean sheets. What will Bono have to say about that? Join us tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We'll break it all down for you guys. Thank you very much to Stefan earlier for chiming into this discussion, and also Alex Taylor, the legend himself, for being here. Thank you very much, folks. Have a pleasant evening. Join us tomorrow, 1 o'clock, right here on 876 Stream JA, now streaming Qatar. All right, folks. See you tomorrow.
876 Stream. Let's up.